Do you like bread? Do you like cheese? Well, here are 3 types of roll and 3 types of cheese, melted and packed with flavour. Let's go. First of all, you've got to make the dough. So take 8 grams of salt, 500 grams of strong white flour, 7 grams of yeast, 5 grams of honey, 5 grams of extra virgin olive oil, 290 grams of water. I'm using the old dough method, so I will also add 200 grams of old dough which I've been keeping in the fridge from the last time I made bread. If you don't have an old dough in the fridge, there's a recipe for an old dough in the description. As you can see from the video, you'll get 200 grams of old dough to put in the fridge. I'd say for at least 12 hours, but preferably 2 days to develop its flavour and texture. Set the mixer away at speed 1 for 2 minutes and then speed 5 for 10 minutes. When the time is up, stop the mixer and remove the dough from the mixing bowl. Shape it into a ball, then take 200 grams for an old dough. This will go into the fridge if you want to continue making bread with the old dough method. Shape the dough into a ball again and let it rise in a warm place for about an hour. My kitchen is about 20 degrees centigrade. Check the dough and it should have doubled in size. Gently stretch the dough out with your fingers, sprinkling flour when necessary. You should be using as little flour as possible, just enough to prevent it from sticking to your fingers and to the workbench. Keep stretching the dough until you have a long rectangular shape. Then take your dough cutter and divide the dough into 3 pieces, around 260 to 270 grams each. Cover 2 pieces with a tea towel, that's to stop them drying out too much. I've decided to go with the Stilton and pine kernels. For this we have to lightly toast the pine kernels. I use a frying pan, just gently warmed up, and it takes about 3 to 4 minutes. Then we also crumble up some Stilton and mix the 2 together. Roll out the dough into a rectangle about 35 centimetres by 12 centimetres. Spread the Stilton mix along the bottom half of the dough, lightly pressing with your fingers. Fold the top half down over the mix and seal with your hands. Trim the ends off and then cut it into 5 pieces. Place them on a tray lined with coarse semolina. Next, it's the cheddar cheese rolls. Roll out the dough with the rolling pin. We're aiming for a square-ish piece, roughly 25 centimetres. Grate the cheddar. I'm using Davidstow extra mature cheddar. 60 grams should be enough. and sprinkle over the dough, making sure that the bottom centimetre is clear. It'll make it a bit easier when you come to rolling. Roll from the clear side up, taking your time to make the rolls tight without flattening them. Pinch the edge with your fingers to seal the rolls. Trim the ends off, then cut into 5 or 6 pieces. Arrange them on the semolina tray, circle side down, pressing lightly with the palm of your hand. And finally, it's Taleggio balls. Take the dough and cut it into 5 pieces, roughly 55 grams or thereabouts. Flatten each one out, on the bench or in your hands, it doesn't matter which. Then take a piece of Taleggio, roughly 20 grams each, and place it in the middle of the dough, sealing the edges over and rolling it with your hand. Arrange them on a tray with coarse semolina on it. Cover both trays with a tea towel and they are ready for final proof. This will take about 35 to 45 minutes. They are ready for the oven. Preheated to 220 degrees C, fan assisted, for about 11 to 12 minutes. The smell is really something special. The cheddar rolls and Stilton sandwiches I've had before, many years ago, but I haven't had Taleggio like this before. I just threw it together and it turned out brilliantly well. I hope you enjoyed this one, because I certainly did, and I'll see you next time.